Hi, and welcome to another episode of Melbourne in 10. My name is Jacob, and I'm a qualified town planner. I work with Metropolitan Planning Authority Melbourne and worked intensely on the Plan Melbourne Metropolitan Planning Strategy, and I'm here today to discuss the matters surrounding it. To help me with today's topic, A More Connected Melbourne, discussing the impact of the new transport upgrade plans, I have with me Daniel Batarilo, one of Melbourne's leading economists, and Sam Walsh, the head CEO of Schlaw Property Developers. So to kick things off, here's what you need to know. Transport underpins livability, efficiency and productivity of our cities. Melbourne can be split into several growth corridors, including Western, Sunbury, Northern and Eastern corridors. And this strategic transportation plan allows these corridors to be better connected via roads and public transport upgrades, including new freeways and upgrades to roads that improve traffic efficiency, and also major metropolitan rail upgrades, including new and more efficient lines, bus zone extensions, and supporting cycling and walking programs and awarenesses. Key developments include M1 Monash freeway upgrades of widening and extensions to increase traffic flow. Also developmental upgrades to the metro rail system, including the airport rail link, a tunnel connecting Southern Cross to South Yarra, and also planning of rail links in Rowville and Doncaster, and potentially a second tunnel from Clifton Hill to Fisherman's Bend urban renewal growth area. From a town planner's perspective, it is crucial to have a well-linked city to provide residents a suitable connection to their personal and professional livelihoods. Also allowing people of any location or wealth equal access to all opportunities Melbourne has to offer. It is also fundamental to allow for premium transportation upgrades within a growing city, as it generates future growth and can still be supported by existing city and minimise problems such as the east-west link debacle faced today. Now Daniel, as an economist who has been closely studying this new strategic plan, how and what effects will these transport upgrades have on our economy?
Well, Jacob, the Australian Bureau of Statistics has shown us that Australia has had the most growth in all of our capital cities, adding approximately 80,000 for the 2015 calendar. As an economist, I believe Australia could soon be facing a dual economy, where I'm permanently prosperous in a city surrounded by client suburbs where jobs are hard to get. As our population continues to grow, it will have a positive effect on population, as the more people, the more it will continue to grow and increase our GDP as a whole as a country. With the long-term growth in GDP, the main drivers of change as a city is a population growth. Melbourne's increasing population is backed up by statistics, as current population figures are around 4.3 million, with an expectation to increase to 7.7 million by 2051. This clearly identifies and demonstrates how critical it is that we accommodate this rapid growth so that we can ensure that we continue to enjoy the quality of living, competition, productivity of the cities that they have to offer.
Now Daniel, how does the future look for local commuters and business logistics?
As 14.2 million trips are made by residents of Melbourne each day at an average of 30 kilometres per trip, the accommodation of this needs to be made to be sustainable, as these trips are increasing every year, and by 2051 the city will accommodate an additional 10.7 million trips per day. Victoria is the nation's leading state for freight and logistics. It is crucial for transportation upgrades to maintain this leading edge and continue to boost the industrial freight network between the different growth corridors of Melbourne and interstate and for overseas networks. The Port of Melbourne is a further example of Melbourne's competitive advantage in freight, handling 37% of Australia's container trade in 2011-2012. The number of containers passing through our ports is projected to grow from 2.58 million in 2011-2012 to over 11 million by 2050.
Okay, so Sam, as the CEO of a leading Melbourne property developmental company, how do you see the future of Melbourne in a developmental perspective?
Yeah, so since the release of the Plan Melbourne Strategic Plan, state and local government planning policy has generally supported increasing residential density along transport corridors. As a property developer, the ongoing additions of these transit lines has been fantastic for our business, and dwelling numbers continue to increase substantially every year. Development plans along the transport corridors are set to further increase over the next few years for Schlaw developments due to significance in property values. Urban development program data that we have collected indicates that the recent addition of approximately 4,000 dwellings per year near transport infrastructure may increase to over 10,000 dwellings in the coming years. The majority of this growth is set to occur in Melbourne's northern suburbs. Suburbs in the south are expected to see 13,000 more dwellings, while transport corridors in the east are expected to gain 6,000 new dwellings. The northwestern suburbs, with less extensive tram network, are predicted to have 4,000 new dwellings added in the near future.
So Sam, what are your company's goals heading into the future considering this developmental growth?
Well, Jacob, Schlaw Property Developments has a goal of creating high-density development projects which allow for not only inner-city suburbs but outer-city suburbs to have access to all the essentials within short transportation of the region. With the ongoing improvements to our transportation services and our increasing developments to all regions of Melbourne, this dream will soon become a reality and strengthen Melbourne's status as the most livable city in the world.
It's very Hi, my name's Jonathan and I construct scaffolding around the CBD. I'm on an average wage, however I can't afford to live anywhere near the CBD because I have a wife and kids to look after. I want to know what Plan Melbourne can do for me and other people like me who are in the industry and on an average wage like me.
Well, Jonathan, my company and many other developers are taking advantage of these transit upgrades and are developing many new medium to high residential apartment buildings, which will allow much more accommodation closer and added accessibility to the CBD. These developments will vary in cost and size catering for all Melbourne residents of different income levels.
Yes, according to you, Sam, this increase in residential supply is much needed to cater for the high demand of population growth. It is also noteworthy that these large developments will generate many jobs within the construction sector, which I can see benefiting in general.
A key vision for Plan Melbourne is 20-minute neighbourhoods, which focuses on living locally and ultimately create a vision where everything necessary for each resident is accessible within 20 minutes of where they live. This highly relates to such developments created by Sam over here to generate medium to high density activity centres where accessibility to all requirements are simple, reliable and affordable. I hope that helps you, Jonathan, and good luck with all future endeavours, mate.